If you ask me who can fully maximize the potential of the 5th generation Dragon Age Supreme, I believe this man will definitely come to mind, which is just sad. Regarding the Red Magic 11 Pro Plus, I know you want to ask two questions: its gaming performance, and how's the performance of the water cooling system? To answer the first question, today I tested almost all the mainstream mobile games that are popular. I originally wanted to find a game that could make it lag, but it seems to have become my biggest challenge ever. I selected a few games and tested scenes with relatively high load to see their average frame rates. First, let's look at Peace Elite, with an average of around 38 icons. In a gunfight environment, the average rate in the first few minutes of the gunfight can achieve a perfect score of 144. The entire game runs at full capacity with very small fluctuations, and the frame rate is basically around 145. This year, it also switched to the better Ching Touch SA, making large screen operation very smooth. In terms of frame rate and touch experience, Red Magic has always been at the forefront, and this generation's Red Magic 11 Pro Plus is no exception. Since there was really no pressure, I only ran it for half an hour. The phone's battery dropped by 6%, the ambient temperature was around 25 degrees, and the phone's temperature reached about 44 degrees. Now let's look at Operation Delta, which currently supports high definition at 120 frames. In a crowded battlefield, it recorded an average rate of 119.1, with an average power consumption of only 5 watts. This performance speaks for itself, still achieving nearly full frame results.
The half zone can reach a full 144 frames, and with 1080p enabled, the average rate remains in faster gunplay.
Briefly recorded a small session, the measured average rate was 141.4. Excluding the frame rate when collecting items, it was almost a straight line. Finally, tested Valorant, and comparatively, this should be the game with the least pressure. In the balanced 100 frame mode during operation, it can also run at full frames. Except for a slight fluctuation at the end of the battle, the entire game was a straight line. Open world mobile games were tested with two major representatives, Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Both games were set to maximum graphics quality and effects. In Genshin Impact, running through Sumeru City, and in Honkai Star Rail, during the golden moment, their average frame rates could also reach 60 frames per second, with no frame drops at all. After a total of 1 hour, the temperature reached around 51 degrees, but there were no frame drops. Finally, I played Honor of Kings to cool down the phone. With the graphics set to the highest, the average frame rate measure was 121 full frames, and even the 5% low frame rate reached 120 frames. It's truly incredible. I'm not exaggerating at all. In terms of gaming performance, the Red Magic 11 Pro Plus has no competitors.
As for the water cooling that everyone is concerned about, don't think of it as active cooling. Don't assume that with it, the phone won't heat up at all. Its main purpose is still to dissipate the phone's heat more quickly, and it remains a passive cooling method. The water cooling combined with the cooling fan, along with a faster heat conducting metal middle frame, shows under thermal imaging that the Red Magic has almost achieved full device heat dissipation coverage. The heat sources are distributed very evenly, so generally the lower your ambient temperature, the better its cooling effect. To put it simply, if you want to save money, you don't need to buy any cooler. Just blowing a small fan is completely sufficient. In terms of the screen, now only Red Magic insists on making a true full screen without any cutouts, featuring ultra narrow bezels and a very high screen to body ratio. The often discussed visual immersion really can't be matched. Plus, there's a 7,500 mAh battery with 120 watt fast charging and 80 watt wireless charging. There's also the game space key and 3.5 millisecond touch response, all of which Red Magic continues to focus on. To not affect the gaming experience, despite adding so many features, it still maintains a front and back symmetrical screen design. You have to admit, it seems like Red Magic is truly the esports brand that cares about gamers.